now you've learned how to at least install Creative Cloud. We're good there. But this is the main overarching frame in Creative Cloud that you'll be working with, and this is how you can launch all of your particular files and things you want to do, or you can try new things that are available to you if you want to use anything you want to trial. But this is a big one in terms of how you interact with Adobe Creative Cloud, and this is basically your main file here. The one thing to remember though is when you do get into here, make sure that you turn off startup at boot time, because it will add time to your boot. And I'm really sensitive about the amount of time it takes my computer to boot. So when you go into your Creative Cloud and you go into preferences, make sure you turn off launch at boot, because it will add time to what you're doing. Again, this is a pretty clean install, so you can create some libraries. You can build libraries on how you want to do. If you want to create a new library, you can just give it a name, whatever you want to, and then go ahead and create it. And then you can add elements or other things that you want to. So if you want to go in and add elements to it, you can do that. And you can actually go in, let's go to my desktop, and let's go to my Adobe Cloud test, and we want to add all of these to my library. We're going to go ahead and give it access to it. So these are all my clean copies, right? These are all pictures I can show out in public. Every photographer's got pictures that, well, maybe not what you really want to show in public, but most of us have some nicely clean pictures that we can do. And again, notice the time it takes to do things within your Creative Cloud. So the computer I'm running on has got 32 gigs of RAM, a 3 gigahertz processor, and all those other things that you would normally have in a computer system that's actually working with any kind of Photoshop or any kind of photographic element or any kind of movie element, right? This program can be amazingly slow on a non-Slash computer. Right, but the other thing I find interesting about this too is that you've got, when you go into your system, and let me bring this back up, when you go to here, right, and you can go to your cloud storage, and it will tell you how much of your cloud storage you're doing, and what file syncing is going on right now. So right now it's syncing those files and your graphics on part of all of this, and you can kind of see where it's going now in terms of where it's going into your assets online, right, and where you're actually working with all the rest of it. So click on the little person, and it will tell you, what you're doing here and all the rest of it. You can also check your alerts. You can also check your Adobe fonts if you want to do that. So you can bring in other ones and all the rest of it. But there's ways, again, watch what you're doing here, because this can take a while depending on your network, depending on what's going on your network, and then how much of your space you're using, and then all the rest of it. Right, and you can click here, preferences, and all the other things that you would normally do. The thing that makes this interesting, though, is that as you go, here's your synced files, right? And these are synced files different than the ones that I was uploading. These are ones uploaded earlier, but basically just some standard like test and other kinds of questions. A couple of movies to take a look at how syncing actually worked, any kind of cloud documents, any kind of mobile creations that I had done on my thing. Here's some libraries that we can bring up if I'm going to do that. People can share a library with me. I can follow libraries itself. We can publish things. People can share things with me, and then anything I've deleted, right? And then we can also go to Lightroom or go to Spark, and it will tell you what all I've been using and how I've been using it. And again, we're just going to sit here and wait on this file sync. And this is something to really, really, really pay attention to, is how long does it take these files to sync. If you're like me and you work with a Nikon D850 and you're running in straight RAW mode, your pictures are 50 megs a pop. And when you're trying to upload 50 megs a pop on something like this, it can be painful. It can be really painful in terms of the amount of time it takes to upload something, right? You're much closer to downloading things than you are to uploading things. So again, as we kind of wait on this to do its thing, this is something to be aware of. And again, I don't have a bad network. I have a really nice, clean network. I'm the only one that's on the network today. So this is the thing about Adobe Cloud. It will sync everything with you. It will sync everything online. And we're just about done here. Good. Good, good, good. All right, so if that means we're done, maybe I'm gonna get lucky. I'll get to see some things. All right, I get to see my images now. Right, so online, uploaded, syncing, and again, just my simple test images, nothing big here. But now we can go into my apps, right? And then we can go into my Photoshop and we can click on open. And I already pre-opened this just so I can kind of take a look at it, and then we can add some photos, right? So when you are just opening this thing up, you can go all photos, add some photos. You can also, go up to here and go add photos. And it's really easy to do that. But let's add some photos here. Let's go ahead and just do that. It wants me to go here then. And let's go to my desktop. Let's go to my Adobe Test Cloud. And let's go ahead and just bring everything in. We'll add all 10 pictures. So now anything that I change here should be reflected in my work here. So anything that changes in my Lightroom will show up here with any luck. But that's the whole idea. So this is your main home page right here, your Adobe Creative Cloud, and where you can go and get all your updates and everything else. You can open up all your apps and anything that as you go through your work and you're working in them in their apps should be able to kind of start syncing along the way as you do work. And we'll cover that here in a little bit because there's just some neat things that you can do here when you bring them up, and you can actually double click the picture and it will bring it up in a handy dandy thing. Here, we're just going to bring it up in Photoshop and watch it load. And again, not a slouch computer. It takes a while because it downloads these things back and forth from the network, right? So if your network is congested, this can be painful. If your network is not congested, then you should be fine. And we can share it here. So if I wanted to share it with a person, right, I can do all that other kind of stuff. But again, just double click on the picture. It brings up whatever tool it thinks you should use, and then it will give you all these help things and all the rest of it. So that's your overview of this. I hope you liked it. Do comment on the bottom and let me know what you think. I'm going to start doing this as a regular basis in terms of training for how to use Adobe Creative Cloud, because it's a neat program with a lot of neat things you can do with it. But I think a lot of it just you kind of need to sit down with it and kind of work with it. All right. So thank you much. Take it easy. And again, click to subscribe. Have a great day.